Okay, so now that we've gone through all the different ways that we can adjust our plastic and metal frames, follow me on through to our dispensing area here at the eye place, and I'll show you the little machines and tips and techniques that we do to adjust your glasses. So the most common machine used to adjust the acetate or plastic frames is the frame heater here. So essentially, if you've got a plastic frame with one arm too high, or the arms have splayed out because they've been stretched either from putting them up on your head or you've rolled on them or sat on them, then we just need to heat the frame to actually be able to bend it back into position. So one of the things that we do is we can heat the frame at the bridge with the frame heater, which is just a matter of popping a little attachment into the frame heater here, switching it on, and then just concentrating that heat right on the bridge, just for long enough to make the frame a little more malleable, that we can bend it back into position and straighten up the frame there if, again, one arm's higher than the other. So that should be okay to try now. And then it's just a matter of sort of twisting that frame back to alignment. So once we've got that on again, everything should be nice and straight. Now the next way we can adjust is behind your ears here. So if you need a frame to fit tighter or looser, it's just a matter of taking out that attachment, concentrating the heat right at the temple there at the back. Switch it over just so it's a bit easier for you to see. And then it's just a matter of changing the bend. So we're going to have that fitting much tighter and more snug behind your ear. We can then wrap it as well to give a little bit more fit if required. Or while it's still warm, we can actually lengthen where the bend needs to be. Other ways we can adjust the arm too is if it's a little bit tighter or looser fitting that's required. And it's just again a matter of heating here or here at the junction of the front of the frame and the temple joint of the frame, and either bending that out or bending it in. Okay, so the next frame material that we can adjust is your metal frames. So metal frames, if they're sitting nice and crooked like this one is, where it's much higher here on my left than it is on the right, then we need to realign the temples, or some people call them the arms of the frame, just to have them sitting generally on top of your ears, where 9 out of 10 of us have one ear higher than the other. Frames are typically symmetrical, but we have to adjust for your ear height and position. So that way then your frame's sitting nice and flat and straight on your face. So I'll just adjust these now. So typically with a metal frame, we'd be using some adjusting tools. So typically we've got the little arm bending frame material. So as you can see, the frame here on the bench, we've got one arm much higher than the other. So we need to adjust this side to go back down. So we've got the frame sitting nice and flat, and then we'll reassess and see how that's fitting on my face. So it's just a matter of bending that down. Let's have a look at that. Going to need to go a little bit more. We'll bring this one up. Almost done. Okay, there we go. So nice and straight again there. And now we'll just have a look and see if that's sitting straight on my face. Definitely feels good. And the next part we'd adjust with the metal frame could be at the nose. So if you wanted the frame to sit up higher or lower, it's just a matter of adjusting the nose pads, which are these two parts here that sit right across the bridge of your nose to keep that frame in position as well as keeping it comfortable. So that's a matter of, again, grabbing another tool where we wrap that around the nose pad and the nose pad holder. So I'm just bending these in now, and this will bring the whole frame up a little higher, as opposed to if I bring the pads out, that's just going to drop that frame down so it sits a little bit lower on the bridge. And I'll just show you how that fits there now. So that's sitting lower again on me now. And as with the plastic frames that we just discussed earlier, to adjust the arms for a metal frame as well, they've typically got a plastic sheath there over the top of the metal so that they can be adjusted. So it's just again a matter of heating, bending to make them tighter, looser, wrapping them if you prefer a bit more secure fit, or taking the curvature out there too if it is a little bit too tight on you. And the last frame that we typically come across is what's called a nylon frame. So a nylon frame or nylon rim is essentially where you've got frame support at the top, but the lens itself is held in by a piece of nylon. So if your lens happens to pop out, which can happen, say if you fall asleep in your glasses, you're wrestling with your kids, whatever it may be, and the lens pops out, it's quite easy to get that lens back in. So just to take one out to show you, we just pop that little bit in there, feed that through, and take the lens out. So if you do find that your lens pops out or this piece of nylon has actually broken, then that's something that we can easily repair for you in store. It's just a matter of re-nyloning the frame and just getting it to the right thickness, the right length, so your lens fits in nice and snug again. So just to pop that one in, we'll get the nose side in firstly, and the ear side. We'll grab our little piece of cord there, slip that through the groove, bring that all the way around to the nose, get rid of that, and everything's back in there nice and secure again. Covered in fingerprints, but that's how you do it. The other things that we can do as well as obviously tightening screws if they're a little bit loose, or replacing screws if a thread's been a bit worn or is starting to go, is obviously giving them a bit of a clean. So typically how we clean them here at the eye place is just with a lens spray. Just spray the front and back surface of your lenses. Just spread that solution across the front and back, so that's picking up any grease or oils from your skin, fingerprints. Then just with a tissue, wipe the excess off. So it's always advised to only use a tissue if your lens is wet. Some of the coatings, just the paper fibres in the tissues can cause little scratches or imperfections in the anti-reflective coating, and that can cause it to peel and craze over time. But any of the lenses that we use here at the eye place that have an anti-reflective coating, they're all covered by a 2-year warranty, so that definitely shouldn't happen. But if it did, you know you're covered under warranty for 2 years for any faulty coatings. And then the final step is just to wipe and buff that lens up just so it's nice and clean and clear with a microfiber cloth. Back up there. And there we go, nice and clear. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon at the eye place.